As I mentioned earlier, I did move on. But the lessons that I learned from moving on is that I was angry and chose not to do anything having to do with domestic violence for quite a few years, which really was a disservice more to the women and the children that I knew that I could help that were victims of domestic violence or survivors of intimate partner violence relationships. And that was a disservice that I did. And it took me a while to figure that out, get over my pity party and figure that out. But then when I did figure it out and knew that I had value, I learned how to discover who I am by doing something different. And I said, I may no longer be the overseer of a shelter program that has been in existence for many years, but what I can do is I can continue to help battered women. I also realized that I also set my own legacy for being the first African American female in the city where the shelter was founded to actually have founded a domestic violence shelter. I also realized that I am a legend and a trendsetter because I went against the norm and did things that other shelter programs historically at that time had not done, such as working within the jail and the prison system, helping other battered women. I also was different by having teenage boys residing in the shelter. I was also different because I did provide a cultural specific program for all people of color and all people, period. So learning where the goal was for us to learn how to work together and how to come together and to let go of those stereotype beliefs that we may have of one another. And so the thing that I wanted to share with you all tonight and really get you to know about tonight is having courage is about doing something that may be bigger than yourself. It's doing something that maybe you're afraid to do or a task that you're afraid to actually proceed in doing because you may feel like you don't have this. We need to stop looking at what we do not have. We have to start looking at what we do have. And so one of the tricks that I use to start, for example, the support groups, is I laid out a pad of paper, a pencil, some articles that I have collected over the years, some poetry handouts and things like that. And I said, this is what I have. So from there, I created an 8-week support group program for women. That's how this all got started. Hi, the shelter program was started because it was based on a dream, wanting to help people. And I am no different than anybody else, for those of you that are watching me. And so if I can do it, you can do it. You just have to be consistent. You have to be persistent. You have to not listen to the naysayers because yes, there's going to be plenty of naysayers and there's going to be plenty of people that's going to try to stop you. You have to learn to really be aware of the people that's in your surroundings because not everybody that's going to be a part of your team is really there for you. Some of those people are there to what they believe destroy you. And you also have to learn how to be able to say no. In other words, just be who you are. Don't try to be like anybody else. And for those of you that may say, well, I really don't know a lot about this field that I want to go into or this task I want to do or this dream I've been having, then, educate yourself. For some of you, that may mean you might have to go back to school and take a class or two or actually go through a whole program. Others of you may be just going on the social media, internet, and just Googling information so that you can learn. Some of you may have to go see a coach just to help you. The biggest damage that we can do to ourselves when we're pursuing our dreams or our goals is actually found here in our mind, our thoughts. So we have to learn how to change that stinking thinking to the type of thinking that I can do this, that I have what it takes to do this. And if I do not have it, then I know somebody or where I can go to be able to obtain. And the main thing is to know, don't ever give up on you. Don't ever give up on yourself. Continue to know your value and continue to know that you are somebody, because God doesn't make junk. And one of my favorite words I want to share with all of you in conclusion is that you are marvelous. You got this. Go ahead and pursue it. For those of you that are interested in maybe talking to me a little bit more, please go to my website, sign up for the free coaching session, and we can talk more about the dreams and the things that you want to pursue. Because my role is to empower survivors of domestic violence. Thank you for listening, and have a wonderful day and a wonderful time pursuing your dreams and goals. Thank you.